Hey everyone, how you doing? Imran from Web Squadron, and we are live again. Hey Jonathan, Grandpets, Friendly Girl, good to have you here. Happy Halloween to everyone. I mean, I've got to go out with Raheem later on today and do the Halloween round. I was hoping for like thunderstorm and lightning everywhere so that we don't have to go out, but the weather's going to be all right, so now I do have to go out. But I hope you're all doing okay. Tara Kangas, how you doing? Um, Before I get on to today's subject matter, which is about discovery calls, and when do you and don't you start charging for it? At what point do you cross that line of decency? Hey, Vishal, I've changed my exercise regime. So now in the morning, um, between 7 a.m. to 7:40, I now do a 40-minute jog, not walking, so do proper jog. Hey, Artif. And I then do some after dropping my son off at school. Then I then do some work, and then I jump on again and do half an hour while I'm catching up on videos or reading stuff, like documents or whatever. And by doing that, by 11:30 a.m., I'm burning 800 calories. I've done this now 2 days in a row. I'm just over 800 calories by 11:30 a.m. And that's like 120 minutes like exercise time covered off. And I think that's pretty damn impressive. So I'm trying at the moment, believe it or not, I'm building in about 3 to 4 hours jogging, walking in my day, which I love because we spend all our time rooted at our desk. Right. So let me get on to two important things. Number one, the Learn website course or Elementor website course, the price goes up from $97 to $127. If you are in the Europe or the UK, I think it's 87, but then that will go up proportionately. If you're in Asia, I think it's 57 and then it goes up. If you're in Africa, a bit more lesser, but then it goes up. Everything will proportionately go up. Okay, so for about 6 weeks, 6-ish weeks, I've kept it at the price we said, but I've always said from the get-go, the full price is 197. So slowly over the next 6 to 9 months, the price will go from like 97 back up to 197. So if you know anyone that wants it, let them know. Hey Mia, how you doing? Hey Gary, hope you're all okay. So let's get on to a really interesting topic. And I am going to just share the link in case anyone does want to join in. You don't have to, by the way, Kay, but I haven't shared it a past few live chats just because I forgot. Hey Maddie, how you doing? Let's use an example scenario here, okay? Someone contacts you via email and they want to get a quote for a website. And, there's quite a lot of detail, for instance. And you could either go back and forth with them via email or you could set up a one-to-one video call. Now, I'm going to attack both options. I mean, I'm going to bring it all in together because they all kind of have the same outcome, like the funnel that kicks in. And I wouldn't even use it as just a funnel either. Hey, Music Junkie, love that you're liking the course. Hey, Mia, working hard on your website. Hey, you will get there, my friend. You will get there. Right, let me get onto it. So the first option is you get an email, right? And they want you to provide a quote or some further details. Hey, Dave, what you will do is if you can answer their question really, really quick and dirty within a couple of minutes, do it. Here's a rough cost. Here's what it could be. It depends on X, Y, Z. Go and look at this plugin or send them a link or something like that. If you can do that really quickly in an email, just do it, right? That's your email. They may then come back and say, okay, great. How do we start? Oh, I really like this price. You do have to let them know, though, in the initial email. And I am going to do this as a video as well, by the way, in the future and break it down with visualizations. They've asked for a quote and you've given them a rough and dirty price, but you don't fully know exactly the job. They might have said it's a one-page website. Oh, it's an e-commerce. Don't assume that everything is the same. Never ever assume that. One e-commerce site could be very different from another. Appointment, booking, loop grid, filters. They might want to have upvote, downvote on the post and filter by upvote, downvote. How are you going to do that? Have you thought about that? Is there a snippet? Is there a tool or a plugin to do? What do you do? So you might have given them a rough quote. Now they want you to work with them. Hey, yeah, that's cool. Let's do this. Let's kick the ball. Let's get rolling. And this is where you have to rein them in and go to fully cost this out and spec it out and understand exactly what you need to make sure your expectations are met, and I also know that what you expect as well and deliver for you. We need to have a discovery call. And you got to call it a discovery call because lots of people call it that. Don't give it a fancy name like an icebreaker introduction, a swinger's kiss and tell. No, none of that. You want to kind of make clear this is a discovery call. And then you tell them the cost for that. And your discovery call may be £30 per hour, 60, 160, 2, it could be whatever you want. It's, make it reasonable, because you may be asked to, why is it that high or why is it that low or whatever. So you got to kind of think about, you've given them a quote and you made clear this is a rough quote. Okay, this could go up or down when we know specifics. So now you need to have a discovery call. Now, this could go two ways, right? We're still on the email chain where someone's emailed you, or a Facebook message or a WhatsApp or a text message, anything like that. Just going to double check the comments coming in. Friendly Girl says some people are very respectful. Most are leeches. They suck everything out. That sounds very controversial, but yes, they do suck everything out. So you've now said we need a discovery call, and this can go two ways. The first way is they go, yeah, they respect you, they know you, they've heard about you, a word of mouth referral, they're connected with you, or something like that, okay? So they may pay for it, and that's when you now bottom out. Now, if they don't like how that discovery call goes, because you can't satisfy everything they want, you don't give a refund. They are paying for your consultation time to have that call, okay? They're paying for that. Right, let me just get on to Mia's comment here. Mia says, do you have some suggestions with how to connect with people here outside your live show? But I don't. Do you know what, Mia? Do you know what? That's a really good question, Mia. If anyone is on the Facebook group, but you have a different name, can you please put your real name? If you are part of the Web Squadron Facebook group, please do that. I can just quickly answer another question by Friendly Girl. WordPress health bug, it shows I have. Oh, really? Have you got any backups, Friendly Girl? Have you got any backups, maybe? Form submissions. Any form submissions? Because they all total up as well. Even images or something like that. Anyway, so you got that funnel. They may accept it. Great, they're going to pay for it. But even then, they might not like it. And if they don't like it, that's kind of not your problem. They're paying for your time, okay? It's a consultation. If you pay to go watch a movie in a cinema and you're halfway through, you're like, oh, I don't like this. Titanic, what, the boat sinks? Oh, I thought they'd all end up in New York. I don't like this. You can't go out to the cinema and go, I want a refund. They're going to be like, out of here, mate. Okay? So that's your time. But like I said, this could go two ways. So you've said we need a discovery call. They might turn around and go, no, we don't need a discovery call. I'm going to send you a 20-page PDF or a massive email. A massive email with everything I want. I want this, I want that, I want it to look like this. Here's an example website. I like the color. I want to have a post. I want to have a filter. I want to have social media integration. I want to have a video grid with landscape video, TikTok video, portrait video, blah, blah, blah. I want loads of stuff. They could give you loads of stuff, right? And they now expect you to read that, answer it, and come back to them. Let me just check the question before I answer that point that I'm making here about why you don't want to reply to them. This is really interesting, Friendly Girl. This is really interesting. Have you gone back to your host provider out of curiosity just to question? Is it, I don't know, inodes? Have you questioned with your web server? Right, back onto what I'm talking about here. Chimney, look, when you say websites are never blazing fast, it very much depends on how you've built it, because I've never had issues with WooCommerce websites. So it very much depends on what you do. And Marky, can I commission you for a YouTube? You can, Marky. Look, my email, I'll stick down here. It is info@websquadron.co.uk. And if anyone wants to join the live chat to talk about the subject matter in hand, you can do. Hey, David, so info@websquadron.co.uk, Marky. Right. So the client does not want to pay your discovery call and they send you a massive email. Think about this. You may spend 5 to 10 minutes reading the email. Then you may spend an hour replying, because now you are going to try and give them answers to their questions. Oh, I want this feature. Right. What should we use? Oh, I better double check. Oh, what's the price? Does that work? Oh, let me log into my WordPress website and test it out. Can we deliver that? The images, you source them, they source them. Chat GPT. What about the content? Does it make sense? You could, hey, Andrew, you could kill off an hour of your time. Remember, this is important. 5 to 10 minutes reading, an hour of your time to reply. And then they will reply with further questions or further stuff. And you've revised the price now. And then you will reply again. When does this stop? When do you kind of go, hold on. The whole point of the discovery call was to spec out and you pay for my time. You've just given the client, you've told the client, because of time and consultancy, there's a cost. They've said, no, I'm going to send you a massive email, and you've replied to it with a massive email. And then they've come back. You've literally said to them, ignore the discovery call. My time is free for you. There's a point when you have to rein it in. Let me just check the comments, because I always love it when comments are coming in. Oh no, friendly girl, German hoster, Strato. I knew someone called Strato, but not, or Stratos, but not their hosting company. Oh, I feel for you, friendly girl. Just check some of the comments. Sebastian, do you know when ACF or plugin will fix the repeat and group field? No, at the moment, Elementor have not got that on their radar. However, I did a video with how you can use a code snippet to bring the ACF repeater field into Elementor. Go to my video channel, right, which you're on. Go to search and look for the word repeat. Type in repeat. Well, REPEAT. Go and search for it. There is a code snippet for how you can make repeat fields from the free version, not the free version, the pro version of ACF appear in Elementor, my dear friend. All right, go and have a look with that. Right. So you have to rein it in. This is all email, WhatsApp, messaging, private message, whatever, right? Wow, Pixar's just said that. Strato is very bad. Pixar, what would you recommend in this scenario, my dear friend? What would you recommend? Yeah? TJ Sayers. TJ Sayer just said it. Sayer said it. Hey, Zaki. So, Kate is absolutely right, by the way, right? Kate's right. You don't ignore it. You don't ignore it. What you do is you rein them in. You let them know, right? If you've given them a rough quote and then they come back with a massive email, you have to now decide on, do you answer it and then let them know in future there's a cost for consultancy? Or do you go, look, I'd love to look into this, but it's best we set up a video call to discuss, and here's the cost. So you have to decide at what point you rein it in. Hey, John, did you just come on, my friend?
Yes, just because I heard your voice.
Nice one, my friend. You've changed your car again. Are you now back to your new car?
Oh, no. I have access to 3 vehicles at the moment, so it's a choice I
Okay.
go for the morning.
Wow, John's like Batman, isn't he? You know, he's got his own Batmobiles everywhere. I'm just going to double check a few questions on here. Pickstar, this is for friendly girl Strato, make automated backups. Okay, that might help. And Digital Realty says, will you make a video about your directory website? I've already done a video about that. You can go and see it. It's not exactly like Airbnb. If you want to commission me to do an Airbnb style video, I'll have to spend a couple of days researching it, thinking about the best tools to use. I'll probably use Jet Engine for that, not the My Listing one. But yeah, that's something completely separate. Chimene, in WooCommerce, how can I convert cash on delivery order to prepaid order? That's not really one I can help with, because I would say you just have to offer another payment gateway. So if you've got cash and delivery as your payment gateway, you now have to have another option on your WooCommerce which allows them to pay before. It could be a deposit, it could be the full payment. So quite simply, my interpretation of that, if cash on delivery is your payment gateway, just add another option in for pay 20% deposit and the remainder on cash on delivery, or pay 100%. But then you need to explain to people what is the benefit of them paying prior to delivery. Because why did you even offer cash on delivery? I'd be a bit like, so I can either wait for you to give it to me in my hand and then I pay, because now I know I've got it, or I pay the same amount before. So I mean, it's like pizza delivery. In the old days, not so much now, you could either pay for your pizza on there or you wait for them to deliver. Nowadays, no one really does that. You just pay Just Eat or Deliveroo and they deliver. But that's, thinking about it, that's my best analogy I would give. I mean, what is the benefit of waiting for delivery? If I'm honest, 10 years ago, if I ordered a pizza and they said cash on delivery or a takeaway, I'd be like, yeah, I get it. It's food. I get it. I need to know it's come before I pay. I need to know the food is actually what I ordered. But would I have ordered a TV and paid on delivery? Probably not, because I'd want to know. I don't know. It's a funny one. It only really works with food. What would you say, John?
Surely, surely, surely you are offering, as many people provide, an online cash back if it doesn't meet requirements like you get on eBay. Secondly, maybe your fee is quite a reasonable price. Look at PayPal, where it's the option of X number of payments to complete purchase. So there are other options there.
Very good. Now, Maniza says, is there a way to bulk edit prices of products? I can't think of any plugin or code. There will be something. Nothing's coming to mind. There's probably going to be a snippet. John's nodding his head. Go on, John, you shoot.
WP Swings allows you to do various
WP
options.
Swings? What kind of
Yes.
plugins are you looking at?
Software that Imran hasn't looked at. Good grief. Surely not. WP Swings allows you to have variable options on different prices, sizes, and quantities, which I only found out a year or so after I had to research the same thing. It does work quite well. And here's the interesting thing. I believe it's cheaper than WooCommerce payment options on subscription.
Really? What was that? WP Swings?
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. That means Imran is going to take 5 minutes of his time to double check it.
Look at that, I've written it down.
Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah. Yeah, I've used it on one site and it seemed to work quite well, particularly on size and quantity variations of price.
See, look, even Artif agrees with me, right? This is not, there are certain words I never stick into the Google search engine. So,
Hey,
right.
Imran, I'm older than you. That just blame it on the maturity.
No. Do you know what? Do you know something? Right. I was going out with someone, and I went to meet her mum and dad, and her two younger brothers were there, and like her brothers were about, I think they were 19 and 17, and after lunch I was just sat with them. Had a good Sunday lunch, and then they started saying to me, "Hey, did you know there's loads of swinger clubs around our area?" And I was like, I turned my corner, and their dad was sat there, and their dad just smirked, and I was a bit like, I don't think we should have this conversation here, right? This is like, I was like, well, where's this
Well,
going? Is
hang
this a
on a minute.
test?
Hang on a minute. Surely, where it comes down to that word swings, you could argue life is a playground.
It
So
is.
therefore, we like to play with different forms of software,
It's
don't we,
it.
Imran?
It is indeed. It is indeed. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with getting out your golf club and go for a swing. Anyway, right. So back onto the discovery call one. So I've kind of spoken about like they contact you via email, WhatsApp, whatever. And there comes a point where you got to now say, look, there's only so much support I will give. There's only so much, yeah, basically, there's only so much support I will give. And then you got to pay for it. The other option, though, is whereby right from the get go, they kind of know that you do discovery calls. They know you do that. They've heard about it or you've advertised it, and they know that when they call, in fact, they might even contact you and say, hey, can we set up an hour or two? And they know that you're going to come back with a cost because they've seen it. Like, on my mastery modules, and I talk about it, it's 160. Okay. So they'll come to you. And the reason I'm talking about this is because this has happened to me quite a lot. They pay for it. You have the one-to-one call. You talk about solutions, possibilities, but it's always left a little bit like, are they going to commit or not to a project? Because it's still not clear about exactly what they want. And they're not entirely sure about what they want either when you start to pose questions to them. 9 times out of 10, what happens is they then email me back 2 or 3 weeks later. And I say 2 or 3 weeks because that's always a sign to me that they've gone elsewhere. And this again is something you'll learn. If they come back to you within an hour, a day or two, you know that maybe, okay, they slept on it. 2 or 3 weeks later, they've gone, well, I'll go here, I go there. Oh no, Imran probably is the best one to help me out with this or whatever. What happens is they then come back and this is when they again now send the massive email. Massive email. I've had another think. Again, I apply the same methodology I've just done to the email person. I'd love to work with you. I'd love to talk about this. It's best we do a video call. Here's the cost for it. Again, you've got to rein it in because we've all made this mistake when we first started, or even right now. Some of you have been building websites for like 20, 30 years, but you still make this mistake whereby you know someone's interested, but you're not going to let them out the door. It reminds me of a time when I went to a furniture store once. I literally just went in because I was just looking at like, oh, I wonder what sofas they got. I just stopped in. And this lady, she literally went boom, like it was unbelievable fast. It was like the Matrix. Boom. How can I help? Oh, I'm just looking at sofas. Oh yeah, come with me, come here, I'll show you. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe there's something special. Show me this, show me that. And I was like, I know, I'm just looking around. Yeah, but we've got this special offer. Yeah, I know, I'm still undecided about sizes and colors and whatnot. Yeah, but if you get it now, I will get you free delivery. And all I could think in my head was, you don't even know where I flipping live. I might live in New York. Are you going to deliver it for free? That's all I could think. And that is a classic scenario of what people do where I want a website. I'm not saying John does this, and John's like, yeah, we'll do it. £100, we'll build it for you. We don't even know what they want. We don't know what the spec is. We don't know where they live or what we're delivering to or what are the outcomes. So in terms of discovery call, be careful of chasing the client because when they get a sniff that you're chasing them, they will use you and abuse your time and what you say you're going to do for them. And also, don't give away huge amounts of time. Can you please let me know in the comments? And I'm asked John this, and I've done this quite a lot, and then I reined it in a long time ago. How many times have you in your life working with clients have got into that trap where they send an email, you send one back. They send another long email, you send another long one back. John, have you like ever in your lifetime where from the age of 4 years old to like now, have you ever done that?
The answer, when I was 4 years old, but Tim Berners-Lee did not actually
John, can I stop
have.
you for John? Can I stop you for a moment? It was George's birthday yesterday, everyone. He's turned 41 right over
He
here.
doesn't look it. He doesn't look it.
Good old George. Happy birthday, George, for yesterday. Right, carry on, John.
Right. Happy birthday, George, belated. Come on, get on the screen. Never mind just doing a message. Secondly, So when I was 4 years old, we didn't have WordPress. That might be a problem to that theory. Thirdly, let's get the
Swingers.
numbers in order. I have a link on my site saying emergency support. It's got a graphic there. It says to people what's there for it. It's got a booking option and it's got a payment option. Okay, I use something similar to Calendly, not quite the same, but it's pretty similar concept. I get people actually turning round and 10 o'clock at night because they're up late, wanting to get X number of thousand emails out and not having the control panel access and understanding it. Now, I
I
don't
know,
mind charging them for it.
and
I don't mind it.
I know exactly why they're up at night. Yeah, here he is. We've got George.
Yay! Happy birthday to George! Delay.
How you doing, my friend? There, don't worry, mate. You're on screen. You're
Oh
okay.
no,
You're
that's
on
all
screen.
I
Did you?
jumped on, guys. Come
No,
on,
no.
seriously.
Did you have a good birthday?
Well, I'm working, but there's nobody around now.
Did you have a good birthday? Oh, did we lose you, George? Did you have a good birthday?
Why am I?
No, you're still
I
there,
didn't do
George.
anything. I was working.
No, no. Oh, you were. Oh, you were working. Of course. Did you have a cake? Any cake? Any meal? Anything anything nice? Did you get any good presents? I don't know if we.
Loads of Mediterranean food, maybe.
No, presents are for kids. I'm 41. There is no
Oh,
presents
yeah.
anymore.
Do you know what? Can I just say, yeah? Whenever it's my birthday, my wife goes, "Oh, what do you want?" And I'm like, peace and quiet. Okay, just give me. Don't. I says right. Don't set anything up. Don't invite anyone. Don't disturb me. I have a working life. Okay, like I tell you what, right? Okay, I'm gonna tell you now. Okay, for the last 12 years, my wife has been going on all the time about a sewing machine. She does not commit to buying it. And last week, Friday, I went sod this and I ordered it and it came on Sunday and she is just over the moon. It's the one she wanted. I was like, just shut up and use it now, okay? I'm fed up of hearing about this for the last 12 years, right? You could have bought it years ago, but like, she's one of those people who's like, Imran, I need to order something off Amazon. How do I do it? And I'm like, I get really wound up. I'm like,
Imran, at least you didn't stitch her up. End of joke.
oh, nice one, Stitcher. Very, very good. Very, very good. So yeah, I want to know, like, in the comments, okay. And someone, Zaki has just sent his website over for review, so I'm going to stick that on screen in a moment. But I do want to know, like, on like the comments, how many people have been caught in that trap whereby you just keep giving every question they ask, you just keep answering.
It's unfortunate, but I still do it.
Yeah, it's like real. I mean, there are some people who have contacted me regularly, and every time they do, I want to say get lost. I'm not kidding you. I really want to say just leave me alone, but I still go and answer them because there's like a part of me that feels like I either know them or I've kind of chatted with them here and there, and you feel like out of friendship you do it. But if you're ever contacted by a stranger, whichever club you're in, decide should they pay for your time, basically, right? Should they pay for your time? I don't know why I said club there, and I think John knows where I'm going with this. Yeah, he does. Cool. Right, Zaki has sent over a website, so I'm now just going to screen share it. So I'm hoping that we can all, if I just go to add to screen, so Zaki, I hope you're there. So we are now, here we go. Right. I need to get rid of that background layer that I've got. I don't know why I've still got that one. There we go. Right. So we are now just going to have a quick look at this website that Zaki has sent in. The first thing I'm going to say though, Zaki, and I hope you are there, please let us know in the comments that you are watching and you are there. That hero banner, I have to say, doesn't inspire me at all. And here's the reason why. The black font over that overlay does not work. Even the text. If you're going to do it, you've got to go with a white font. The Our Services button, again, it's just the black text is from an accessibility point of view, that does not work at all. The hero banner as well is too thin. It feels like a sweatband, like someone's taken a sweatband off and just stuck it on the screen. It's not, the depth's not there. And here's the other reason. Look, if I take your screen, right, and I shrink it down to a tablet size, I can see the people on the table. Can you see them? I now stretch it to like a normal desktop. Look, I'm cutting off heads. I go for a wider screen. Look, the heads are going. It's just, it just doesn't work for me at all. And also the wording. Think about this, right? Your success journey, obviously the wording typos, your success journey starts with professional web design. Yep. I don't get what the yep is for. Yeah, because it isn't a question. It's a statement. You're da 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 da. You don't say yep. If you were to say, do you want a professional web design to make your journey successful? And then you had yep, I get it. But that for me is what you would have in a second section or a third section, where you're now talking to the audience. You've hooked me, you're reeling me in now. I would not have yep. I wouldn't even start the sentence there with and. Again, this is more chatty text. This is like when you're having a verbal. By the way, John, George, anyone want to jump in? Go and jump in. When you're having a chatty conversation with someone, I would do that, but not here. Again, this text, it feels like it's not really telling me anything. You're not telling me how I'm going to define success. What do you mean by professional web?
Imran, I'm going to suggest that this is a theme. Looking at the colours, they're fairly equally matched.
I'm wondering.
And I think we're looking at an edited theme here, maybe.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure as I scroll down, but I mean, in terms of a hero banner, it just doesn't work. That white space from the header again does not work. You know, if you're going to cut off heads, get the hero banner to hit the top of the header. It's got to meet it, because otherwise it looks really awful when you're chopping off the head there and then there's a white space. I'd be like, well, why did you not make it taller? Because you've obviously got the estate for that. The second thing is, well, second thing, fourth or fifth or sixth thing now, this is too close as well. You need to have padding, you know, some margin spacing. That is where wires unveiling. Again, it doesn't flow. Wires. If you had told me here what I'm getting for you, you don't have to put the wires. Now you'd go in. I mean, again, unveiling the factors that set us apart. This feels more like a luxury furniture store when you use words like that. With web design, you don't say unveiling the factors that set us apart. You know, do you get what I mean? It's more about what are you going to get out of it? What are your services? So sometimes just because there's a thesaurus and you can go, oh, how can I say services in a different way? And you see the word factor and you go, oh, I'll use that. No, sometimes you got to stick to plain old English wording that gets across what you're doing. If you're too flowery with your words, it sometimes does not work very well. We've lost John for a moment. Hopefully he's not been arrested. That hero banner again, padding at the top. John's back. The padding at the top, that logo, it's touching the top and border, right? Again, you need padding there. I have to say though, this also does not work for me. Look at the gap here and look at the gap there. That does not look equal to me, number one. If you're going to do this, I'd rather you go all the way across, because that looks orphaned. Like the phone symbol, and it's very big padding around them as well. Very big icons. Your icons are bigger than your text. It's just not going well together. So I would make them smaller and move your menu to your left, or put this on the left of the menu. But it just looks out of place. When we get down here, the padding, the margins here are way off. I mean, look at the gap here. That's like what, 20 pixel, if that. The gap is just wrong. That image, I can see more of the furniture and the table and the chair rather than these designs. So you're trying to tell me professional web design, but I'm going to show you a purple wall, a chair, a couple of plant pots, some lighting. I don't know, is that a light thing hanging out and a light switch and a curtain? What's that got to do with web design? If you think about it, yeah? Seamless start, again, that does not fit with web design. You got to think about your wording. You've really got to think about the wording here. Customize, you can get that. Bespoke, budget friendly, you can get away with that. User centric approach, again, that's more of a techie word. It doesn't for me fit web design branding, if I'm being honest. Um, there is a danger, but what you've really got to do, my advice is, like, you see the gap here. Let's say that is 60 pixel. Have a 60 pixel here, or a 40. Probably 60 actually. Have a 60 here as well. Don't have it all cramped up. Our services, what can you achieve? What can you achieve would be simpler. What can you achieve, right? Rather than what you can achieve with us. 6. You can shorten that down. This does not tell me anything. Logo editing. So now I've got to click that to find out about logo editing. Now I've got to click that to go to care plans. You could give me a really, really simple short description. You could have this and underneath it have I don't know, 10, 15 words. Tell me something, because as a client, will they know what SEO is? A lot of people don't. They're going to look at this and go, well, what's the difference between construction and care plan and content? Isn't that the same as that? What about site makeovers? What's the difference? They might not get that. So having a little bit of an explanation is massively going to help you out. We've lost John again. Again, look, I think I'm
Imran,
repeating
can I
myself.
say something?
Yeah, go, George.
I think you know what it is. I think what's putting us off is the whole thing with the spacing of the headers on the
Yeah,
sections, if I can call it that. And then maybe if they justified the text instead of like doing it left, it would look more square. Like I don't know. It's just a George
yeah,
thing. Like if they
I agree.
justify the square, like the
I do.
text.
I do think that, when you left a line, it works when there's something else to go with it to, like, justify
No, no,
why.
I'm talking about justifying the blocks of like the blurbs. I don't know what you guys call them in Elementor. The like the icons with the text on the top.
Oh yeah,
If
yeah,
you justify those, and if you go to the bottom where it says like where it's got the testimonials, if you justify those, it would look better.
it
And
would.
to be honest,
I think with proper spacing,
yeah,
if you just apply some padding and margins, Zaki, you could make this work for you. And you're right. I mean, look at this also here.
I think it's just putting us off. It's not that it's wrong. It's just putting us off because it looks weird.
Exactly, exactly. I think some of the wording needs amendment, but a lot of us at
What
the
does
minute are.
it look like? Can I ask what it looks like on the mobile?
Yeah, I'll get onto that in a. I'll get. I think, in fact, I'll copy that and I'll get onto that. Um, when we get down here, um,
Image on the right hand side missing there. I think that's
that puts people
a
off.
missed opportunity.
Yeah, the gap as well. I mean, look, this is very long text. If you're going to have text that long, again, like George said, justify, but squash it in a bit. It doesn't matter if it's longer or taller, but it feels too long. Learn to earn. I mean, this is not something you want to have on your homepage. I really don't think you do this. Number one, it needs to be a white font or whatever. This looks like a hacker. It looks like a hacker. And by the way, I want to make a point. This has nothing to do with the image of the person. I'm talking about, it's to do with the fact that behind him it just looks like, what is that? What's that stacked up? And with a hoodie, hackers have hoodies. Whenever you have an image of a hacker, they've got a hoodie on and they're near a computer. It just doesn't work like that. But it's not something you'd put on your homepage. You want people to employ you to build a website, not for
Uh,
them to earn.
can I say something?
Go on.
If the intention of the image is to say that you're teaching other people to relax and earn, maybe it's okay, but it doesn't look professional. Like if what
No.
you're saying is I want to show myself as a web dev, because I'm assuming that's what the person's trying to do. I wouldn't put that on. I know what the idea behind the image is. Like, I'll show you how to sit on your bed, do nothing, and earn money, which is probably the idea behind that whole section. But again, it doesn't look professional. I would look at it and would like, is that maybe you doing that? Like, I don't want to say anything, but the first thing that came to mind when I looked at it is it like, oh, you're trying to tell me you chill on your bed and you make websites and make money for people, or take money off people. Let me say it the other way around. And I'm not
Exactly.
saying it's not anything against anybody. It's just what I would think if I didn't know the person that was doing this website.
So if this was me, I would have that on a different page. And when you have a client and now you want to say, hey, thank you for building the website. I hope you
Yeah.
like it. By the way, here's a link and details to how you, via word of mouth referral, could earn some commission. Because you know, like you're saying to them, go and spread the word. They're going to go, why should I spread the word for you? I don't even know what I'm going to get out of you yet. So I feel like this is really, really misplaced. Again, though, look, the same, we're repeating ourselves now. Spacing, padding, consistency in the font sizes, because it's just not there. Sign up for our new, again, you know,
Imran, can I plug something?
yeah, go
The
for it.
person should use your calculator for fluid text because it
Yeah,
doesn't look
absolutely.
right. Something's wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
Something's
absolutely.
really
Yeah,
wrong with the
use.
text.
Now I'm gonna end this off right by just going over to responsinator. Got it. I can't even type. Responsinator. George, do they do Halloween in Greece? Do they do that a lot? Do people go around?
Well, people do. It's Cyprus, by the way, but yeah, same
Oh,
difference.
Cyprus. Sorry, yeah.
Greece and Cyprus, we're both Greek, but we're different countries.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. It's not a thing. We do Halloween, but it's not as crazy as it is in the US, I guess. Like,
Yeah. The UK is definitely very much like the US now with the celebrations. I think in the last 5, 6 years, it's really caught on. Look, I mean, we're not going to spend time looking at this, okay? But we can see that there's not consistency in the footer alignment. Space, the font is too small. You're going to get picked up by Search Console. It's too close together. Image stretching. So think about that.
that's fine.
Alignment,
The text,
spacing,
oh,
margins. I mean, you know, there's no padding in there either. It's just very, very squashed up. And I am gonna be a little bit. Oh, Zaki says it's not mobile optimized. Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop sharing that, and I'm gonna now close off talking about. Whoops, there we go. I'm gonna close off. John was like, "What am I doing?" I'm gonna close off talking about Zaki's website by making a point here. And Zaki, do not take this to heart, okay? Because what I'm gonna say is direct, but I don't want you to take this to heart. And this is for anyone out there that looks at that and goes, well, I thought that website was okay. And they kind of don't see why we were going, what about this and what about that? Don't start offering to build websites for people until you have got your own website honed in and you've practiced more. Because when you practice more and you now feel that, yeah, you've got it. And when you get feedback, people are saying, yeah, that's really, really good. Then go out. Because here's the problem. You might say, yeah, but if they don't like it, they don't like it. You know, I'll refund them. That's not the mentality to have. Let's say you build a website for 3 people and none of them like it. They will remember you and they are not going to spread word about you. And they might even post a review somewhere. They might even tell people. Now, if someone gives you negative feedback, the chances that your other client will hear about it is unpredictable. They may or they may not. Half our clients don't know each other, so who cares? But do you really want someone out there on LinkedIn or anywhere to go and say, do not use Mr. X? Because this is what they did for me. Hey, John, go for it.
Right. I'm going to say something slightly different to that, as I tend to do. As many of you know, I'm a great believer in the maintenance side of things for revenue. When you're getting started, if you can learn how to maintain people's sites behind the scenes until you've got that developer and design knowledge, and I'm still not brilliant at it, I'll be perfectly honest. I go for the mobile optimization first. Why? Because if it's done on the mobile side, people will actually see your website first on the mobile, not necessarily on the desktop. Second thing is, if you know how to repair a site when it's gone down, you're going to have consistent income. If you know how to set up the behind the scenes side of things, your value will be there whilst you learn to be as good at designing websites as Imran is. So a bit of encouragement, color wise. I thought that site seemed to focus on one color. That might have been in the theme I think that was chosen rather than the design. And
Yeah,
I think if you get away from trying to get that color into every picture,
yeah,
it might look a little bit better. That's
yeah.
me shutting up.
No, absolutely. I agree with you there. I would have said mix up that purple with another shade of purple for your buttons and go with a bit of like black, white, and grey. Black, white, and grey always tend to go with any color if you use them carefully. And if you really want to go with purple, go to the website colorpalettes.net. You choose your color, so choose purple, and it will show you loads of images with purple and other colors, and then you'll see the proportion of purple to the image, and that helps you to start visualizing how you're going to start building out your website. And Rana Ishtiak agrees with you, mobile optimization is a priority. So Zaki, don't beat yourself up about it, okay? Just I would say take a step back. And the amount of times that we've done reviews of web designers showing us their website, and I really kind of go, you shouldn't be putting yourself out there to win business. Or what happens is a lot of them say, I'm not getting business. They share their website, and you kind of go, there's a reason why you're not getting probably any work. Because people, I can tell you now, most of us are web designers, I would like to think. And we're going to look at something and we're going to start to spot the cracks or areas of improvement. I can tell you now that there's loads of websites out there where a non-web designer would look at it and go, even they will have an idea of what they like to look at. Unless it's someone who doesn't care what the shop looks like and they'll walk in because they're desperate for a can of Coke or they're desperate for food and they don't care when they walk into the restaurant, it's full of flies and grease and cobwebs and cockroaches. Unless they're that type of customer, people do actually care. So always think about if you're going to put yourself out there, you got to nail it. And the best way to nail it is to go and build. In my opinion, you don't have to build a whole website. Go and build 3 or 4 hero banners. Okay. And then when you maybe 2 of them you like, now add another section and just keep experimenting. And eventually you're going to get to a point where you're going to be like, well, here's one website with no padding for the mobile or whatever. And here's another website where I did do padding and I did do spacing and I did do font clamp. Yeah, Poundland grandpas, exactly. Right? You're absolutely right. Some people won't go into Poundland because they want to go to maybe a more upmarket shop. Some people are like, I don't care. In fact, can I give you all a story? Um, the first time I stepped into an Aldi store was it must be about 20 years ago, 22 years ago. And it was near where my mum and dad and my in laws live, not far from them. And I walked in and I walked out after 2 minutes. It was disgusting. They had everything on crates. There were food lying around. People were just, oh, I don't want that. Chuck it. It looked like a market trader stall, but really disgustingly. Everything was all. It just looked really foul the way things were laid out. I live in Syston in Leicestershire. An Aldi store opened here 11 years ago. I refused to go in because I had a memory of Aldi. And then my wife was like, it's nothing like that store. And I went in and it was what I call the standard. So, no supermarket is perfect, but Asda, Tesco, Sainsbury, there's aisles. There's things labeled. There is, where to go. There's customer service. Food, there isn't like tins of baked beans just lying on the floor and no one, the staff don't even bother picking it up. There was pride in what they do. So I now go to Aldi quite a lot in Syston, but you'll never see me go to the one near my mum and dad because it's a different mindset. But that's the same thing with websites, unfortunately. So if you're going to put yourself out there, if you've made the odd mistake, you can get away with it. No website is perfect. Okay. If the odd image isn't greatest, or the odd bit of text, or there's a typo, you can get away with it. But when 90% of it is like, oh, you've lost the conversion, you've lost the customer. What's your Aldi like, John? Do you have an Aldi? Yeah, you do have Aldi, don't you? Yeah, Lincolnshire, Grantham, yeah, they have got an Aldi, yes.
Lincolnshire, Lincoln, yes, they have an Aldi about 100 yards away from some shops I go to. But I'm a Lidl fan, to be fair.
Okay.
Um, I was going to say, yeah, I mean, I think some websites are designed in a certain way to prevent customers finding how to contact you, which I think is incredibly sad. But I repeat, a lot of websites now have been designed for mobile use. Um, I personally, I go for mobile straight away over um, desktop. I'm also looking at image wise to make sure those images fit. Again, Imran's done videos on image and how to get them optimized. I've watched those videos because I couldn't remember. So, don't be embarrassed to go through those videos before you ask the question. Check the videos out, and then you can turn around to Imran and say, "You remember this video when you did this?"
Yeah.
etc. The other thing I was going to say is with videos, don't forget some videos will be slightly dated as time goes on. Always check the latest one in case systems have been updated.
Absolutely.
And that way you can learn, be up to date with things. But if you're designing your color, look, my color palette ain't always brilliant. I have no hesitation in confessing that. I am still what I would call an intermediary at that. I am no design expert or anything like that. Plugins, yeah, I get and I understand some, and I can even persuade people to actually test things out. I have
Really,
been known
John? I
to.
don't know what you're talking about, John. I have no idea what you're referring to, but I thank you for that. You pushed me. I have to say, though, John, I mentioned this last week, and I'm hoping it swings upwards, but I didn't mean to use that word, by the way, but it's the only word I could think of where it swings upwards, trajectory. The Crocoblock videos aren't getting a huge amount of views. Also, the bricks builder videos that I've done have also not got a lot of views, and I don't know. I'm hoping it swings upwards. Maybe people haven't been searching for them at the moment, but that was a bit surprising.
Oh, well, I'm surprised at certainly the Crockablock side because you have. I don't think people have realised how much effort you put into that,
Yeah, well,
and
9
also
days. 9
they
days.
haven't. Yeah, they haven't compared what you've put together in comparison to what other people have done. I think that's a shame. I'm hoping Crockablock can wake up and say, "Oh, Imran, you've done a really good job there. We need to have a real chat with you." I think that sort of conversation should happen. But on the other side of the coin, I think the brick side of it is harder. I looked at the bricks, and you do a fantastic job with your tutorials. We all know that. And I know we're all asking you regularly for different videos, different things, which is fantastic. I think one of the problems with bricks is it's something that you've got to have that little bit of extra knowledge on. And I've got to put a little bit of extra time in to get to understand it. I think that's a discipline that we all need to have.
Well, I'll let you all know. I don't know if I told you guys this. I might not have done, but on Friday, I have had to block and remove. It's over 20. I can't remember the exact name, but it's over 20 people I've had to literally block from the channel because they all just started attacking and jumping in because they come from a different mindset whereby if you don't build the way they like to build, they think you're not doing a professional job. And I kept saying to all of them, you're missing the point with why I build the way I do. You're assuming that everyone who comes over to Bricks from Elementor or anyone else is a full-blown developer coder. I am giving them the baby steps to make that transition and do a bit more. And they're the videos that are missing. There's no point jumping straight away into frameworks and this and that, because they're going to go, what? What do I do? Do I need to buy another plugin? What does this mean? So I've had to get rid of some people who literally were just like attacking continuously. So yeah. Right, just checking. So Mark Harris says, do you think you are a chump? Yeah. Mark is saying that out of jest, by the way, because me and Mark do joke about this a lot. But yes, it's this, we could say that, we could not say that. Now I noticed there was a comment on here earlier. George is right here. Crocker, I've mentioned this. I've never gone directly to Crocker-Block and said you really need to start thinking. Mainly because for the company, Crocker-Block they've got to make money. It's their flagship, the plugin, all of that. But I do think the pricing strategy does need to come down a lot. I mean, if you get a lifetime deal of what is it, $399 a year? Got Frankie is joining us. Hi, Frankie, you're okay? So $399 a year. That's if you can afford it, great. For some people, though, especially those people that whinge about Elementor, which is like $59 a year. Go on.
Right. I was going to say, I openly admit I do not pay that per year. All I'm saying is keep an eye out on deals.
Black Friday
Imran knows
deals, yeah.
what I'm talking about. I'm
Yeah.
going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Don't get knocked by. Look out for deals that they might put out in the future, and wait for the right time. It's always better to put your resources behind, wait for the right time, and go in when it's needed. I'm going to get off, Imran. Bless you. Thanks very much indeed.
Cheers. No problems, John. See you later, mate. Bye. Hey, Frankie, you okay?
Hey, what's up, Imran?
I'm all right. How are you doing? Great to have you on here. This is the first time you're coming on live, so you're doing good, my friend. You're doing good. Now, I'm going to quickly answer a question. Cameron goes, how old am I? I'm 45. I turned 45 in September just gone. So I have a lot of gray hairs, so don't be fooled by that, okay? I have more black on the top at the moment, but the grays are filtering in. And if I didn't trim, you'd see a ton of white sticking out here like Santa Claus, a tribute going on there. Frankie, tell us more about where you're based.
I'm in New Jersey, in U.S. of A.
Nice one. And how long have you been web designing?
I've been since I'm 48 now. So since I was 20, 25, maybe.
Nice one. And have you always done WordPress, or have you transitioned into WordPress?
No, I started out, HTML,
Yeah,
JavaScript, and then of course when WordPress came out and then especially when Elementor came out, then I transitioned.
yeah.
See,
I'm one of those people where I could build with HTML and all that, but I never really enjoyed it because I spent more time doubting what I'd written, going on to W3 schools even back then, trying to double check what I did. You then ask people, is this right? And you always got a different answer or a different opinion or whatever. And it always felt like there was just no consistency and everyone had their own way of doing whatever they wanted. And WordPress helped to standardize, but I found that it was missing something. And yeah, the moment we started to get page builders, like even Visual Composer, when it first came out, I was like, oh, okay, something. And then eventually other stuff, and then Elementor, and now there's other tools as well. So, so many people say, oh,
But also,
sorry, what's that, Shaquille? No, not Shaquille. Sorry, Frankie. What
but
was
also, that? But also, browser compatibility back then was atrocious.
Oh, yeah.
Different browsers interpreted code differently, so you would have to write you'd have to write code for like 3 or 4 different browsers, and
Well,
then we
it's
had
well,
Netscape Navigator we had back then, and we had all these other browsers.
it's something that still bothers me a little bit though. Like there are some CSS animations sometimes where you still have to cover off like Mozilla or Safari or other stuff. So it's still a bit of an issue. Now, so Shaquille's asked a question. He says, how would you upload videos to your website? So look, if you've got 3 or 4 videos and you don't care about the YouTube branding, you go for YouTube. If you don't want any branding, you go for Vimeo, but Vimeo only allow you to do 2 videos per month or 25 videos per year for free. If you want to do more than 2 videos per month, you got to pay for it, and the pricing is very high. I use Muse.ai, which is about $5 per month, and I can add in as many videos as I want, up to 100 gigabytes, and I really like them. But if the video is like really, really short, you could upload it so it's a self-loaded video. But remember, if you go down the YouTube route, you're going to have branding at the top and the bottom. And I can tell you now, if that video is on your hero banner, it does not look professional at all. So you really got to think hard about that. But I have done a video on that, Shaquille. Muse.ai, MUSE.ai. I did a video on that about a month ago or something like that. I'm just going to scroll down some of the questions coming in because when I start talking, I miss out on so much stuff. Ding, 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 ding. If I've missed any questions, I'm going to say add it in again. Oh, Rana's got one. How to make FAQ section crawlable. You got to use rank math. That's all I'm going to say. You make your FAQ, you use rank math as an SEO tool, and then you use their schema. That's how I would do it. There's other plugins, there's other ways to do it, but if you really want to kind of make your FAQ be marked up as a schema to get picked up by the search console, then rank math is your best option to do that. Frankie,
Um,
in terms of
Actually,
WordPress, sorry, go on
yeah,
there. You want to say something?
yeah. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Since your tutorials always answer my questions. Every problem that I have, and I do a search, you have a tutorial for it, and you get me out of a jam. But I don't know. Maybe this one might be the one that'll stump you, but I hope not.
Oh, go on then.
It's a video background, right?
Yeah.
Now on my client's phone, it's not playing. It's not auto playing, and it's showing a little
Okay.
play button.
Yeah.
And
Are they using an iPhone?
he's using an iPhone
Yeah.
13.
So
I'm using
iPhones
I'm using an
still,
iPhone 7, and it works perfectly.
well, I can tell you now that you could have another iPhone 7 and it won't work. It is so unpredictable. And what I mean by that is I could do it on my phone. This is a 15 and
Okay.
it might work. And on another day, it won't work. And it's
Okay.
so unpredictable. Safari is a pain in the ass
Yeah.
with auto playing videos. So this is where I have sometimes found like so when it's so here's my tip, okay? I would how big's the video in terms of megabytes or gigabytes?
It's like 9 megabytes.
9 megabytes. And
Yeah.
is it the hero banner on the homepage?
Yes.
Okay, right. I would, if I was you, create another page and I would upload the video to your media library. It's only 9 megabytes, right?
It
It's
is.
like,
It is. It's playing from my library. It's not streaming from YouTube.
yeah. So if you do that,
Uh huh.
test it out. Just see how. And when I say test it out, don't just do it where you're sat. Do it where you're sorry. Do it where you're sat, and then go outside, go shopping somewhere, and test it on your mobile phone. Does it autoplay?
Uh,
And if it autoplays, well, it will autoplay. But I tell you what might happen. You might get a 1 second delay before it plays. But
yeah.
the trick is you take the video and you freeze it at the start, 0000. You freeze it at the start and you get a full screenshot image of what you see at 0000.
Yeah.
And for when you put your video in as the hero banner, you will have an option called fallback image. you put that image as the fallback image. So what then happens is, even if it takes a second to play or not, because you've got the same image at 000, when it plays, you won't even notice it because it just seamlessly plays. Does that make sense? It just cuts through. I would also say go and set up a Vimeo account for free. It's only one video, right?
Yeah.
Even, in fact, I would say get them to set up the Vimeo account because it's their website, it's their client. Get them to set it up. Once it's set up, they give you the login and password. You upload the video and you try it with Vimeo as well. Because Vimeo, you won't get the branding, which is a pain. You won't even get the control buttons.
Yeah.
You can get rid of all of that. But I would say fallback image. Basically, what I would do is make a copy of you got your homepage, make 2 more copies. This one is a self-loaded video. This is a Vimeo. Test it on the desktop and the mobile at home or wherever you are. Then go out, right? And again, on an iPhone or whatever phone, again, test it on the mobile. And because in real life, a lot of customers that go to that website are going to be out and about probably.
Yeah.
So if you can show, look, it's fine, it's working fine, that's okay. But long answer, iPhones, it's very hit and miss.
Yeah.
It's because it's not always to do with the model of the phone or the operating system. WebP images, it matters, but for videos, yeah. I don't know if you thought about any of those.
His client, his competitor, has a website with the background video, and it plays on his device. It plays on mine. It plays on everything. Like I want to know how I can try to find out how he, I can go into the back code and find and see what they did probably, but I don't know. I don't know if I would know.
Sorry, I said Zaki then because I just read something on.
Yeah.
I'm still looking at Zaki's email. So Frankie, can you email me on info@websquadron.co.uk with a link to that page? I am not going to share it here. I'm going to open it on my phone right now and just let you know, does it play or not? So, and George makes a really good point as well. HTML video element, that's another way to pull it through. Set it as autoplay. You can get the code from ChatGPT or whatever. But I would say test it out with like standard or however you got it, self-loaded, Vimeo, and then outside. I mean, this is something I've spoken about as before as well. There's nothing worse when you build a website and then you find out halfway through the build that your client is using a Windows Vista machine from 20 years ago, or they've got an iPhone 6 and it's like iOS 9. And you say to them, yeah, but a lot of people will have modern day equipment. They go, oh, no, they won't. Me and my friends and family still use old stuff. And I go, yeah, but you're not selling to your friends and family, are you?
Right,
You're selling to the general public.
And you know what?
Don't forget to smash the like button.
This was the last thing that I had to do on his website. I was going to get paid today.
Oh, man.
And it was the very last thing. I said, the video is going to be the last thing. The whole site is done. I was going to get paid. And he goes, hey, the video is not playing on my phone. So now I got to.
Do you know something? Marcus makes a good point because there was one person where I did convert their video into a GIF. And that was worked really fine. The only trouble with a GIF, though, is that the size can be massive.
Yes.
It could go from 9 meg to like 30 meg or whatever. But I think you got to kind of test it out. Yes, if you email me with that link.
I did. I just sent it now.
All right. Okay, everyone. The moment of truth.
I sent you both. The first one is the my website that I did, and the second one is his competitor, which plays on every device.
And do you know what his competitor's using?
No, I don't.
What I would say you do is
I'm guessing that they're using like HTML pages, like HTML5 or something like that. Like I that's what I think.
Right. Okay. It's come through on my desktop, but I'm just trying to get it through on my mobile. So hope, yeah, there you go. Right. So, Private Chef is the competitor. Private Chef is the website, right?
The first one is the one I made, Damiano.
Rosella, they're the
Yeah,
client.
that's my client. The second one, Fabrizio, is the competitor.
Yeah. So look, are you okay for me to show my screen? Like,
Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
right. Okay. So I'm going to show you. Okay. So look, this is what happens when I right. This is what happens when I refresh. You see the gray? Look at my screen. Right. I'm gonna refresh the
Yeah,
screen again. No, I
yeah.
didn't do that then.
I think I have the image disabled, the temporary image.
Yes. Look. Oh, look. There you go.
Yeah,
There's the
I
gray.
saw it. I saw it.
Yeah. This is auto playing on an iPhone. Right.
Great.
This is auto playing. I mean, again, though, what iOS is that client on? Are they on the latest iOS? Have they updated? Maybe
I
they
don't
need to
know.
update. So
I'm
double
gonna
check
ask,
that. Ask them to
I'm
double
gonna
check
ask him.
that. But once you put in that fallback image, look, you're going to see it. That gray, boom. It's like it's not even. It's half a second.
Right.
When you add that fallback image, which is whatever it is, that is show whatever is right at
Yeah.
00. You are
Right.
sorted. You're absolutely sorted. And what I would have said, though, that if you were worried about, well, the competitor has got something else. In fact, look at the competitor website. Watch this. Look. Sorry, let me try and do it again. Oh, it's not showing it. I saw it. It's not doing it now. But what? If I refresh, it's not doing it. There. Did you notice? It freezes there.
Yes.
Then it plays. So their fallback image is exactly what I've said to you. They've got a fallback image and then it plays. So you put the fallback image in, Bob's your uncle or your auntie or your best friend or your pet dog, and you're sorted. You'll be fine, mate. But I would just say, right, get them to go over to their iPhone, go to their settings, go to general, go to about, and just say, what iOS are they on? I'm on 17.
Okay.
Why is it
Okay.
not? Come on, focus. There we go.
I
1703.
got it.
Yeah.
1703.
Get them to just double check that because there's a really good chance they probably just need to update or something. But the good thing is it works. That's the main thing, mate.
Right. Right. Right.
However, if I was now outside going to pick up my son, I'm going to check it again and I'll email you if there's a delay. All right, mate. In about
Okay. Let me know.
2 hours time, I'll let you know what
Perfect.
happens outside. And maybe it takes 2 seconds to play. But as long as you've got a fallback image which matches the 000, you will be fine.
But I think even when I had the fallback, actually someone told me to take it out and see if it
Ooh.
worked.
No,
Yeah.
no. That's the whole beauty and the point of the fallback. Some people are asking me to share it over here, but I don't want to share it if you don't want to share it. Okay.
You
Some are
can
saying,
share it. No, no. I would like to see if it plays on their devices.
all right, everyone, here we go. Here we go. This is the beauty of the live chat, all right?
Yes.
This is the beauty. There is actually no beauty. Oh no, I've just let me just get the link.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the fallback image now.
You see, look, if I go to the desktop, which I have just done, there is a delay of about two and a bit seconds before it plays. But when you get that 000 in and it blends in, no one's going to care because they won't even notice it. People won't even realize it because they just think it's because your imagery video is like lots of different shots, right? They're not even really going to properly notice it.
No, right.
Do you get what I mean? Because it's a very rapid, like, boom, boom, flying in, food, all of that going on.
Yeah.
So even if the image is a little bit off in terms of angle and the video then plays, they won't get that. They're just going to think it's the norm kind of thing, right? So yeah, have a go there.
Well, I just put let me know, guys. No fallback is needed. Let me know if you see that, if you can see the video, because my client's not paying me because of this.
Right, I'm only going to be live for about 5 more minutes, everyone, and then I'm going to shoot off to sort out some videos for code snippets because
Okay.
tomorrow they've got a big announcement for their plugin. And by the way, anyone who is part of the Elementor website course, I'm not going to talk about what it is, but I'm running a competition where I've got 2 licenses for something, which some people want, some people don't want. But make sure you email me based on the newsletter email that went out yesterday. And a reminder, smash the like button. And if you know anyone who wants to join the Elementor website course, tomorrow the price goes up. All right. And if anyone comes to me and goes, Imran, please, please, please give us the lower price, it ain't happening. It is not happening. If you think I'm doing a Black Friday deal, it ain't happening. None of that. Okay, there is no. I think we did enough with giving a 50% coupon when we
That's
first
great.
launched for the first 2 weeks, and now, basically I'm letting everyone know that I'm not a con artist. So we said the full price is 197. In about 6 to 9 months, it will go to 197. So there's so many people that go, hey, the full price is 1,000. I'll let you join my course for $200, but they never ever charged $1,000. But they want you to think you're getting a special discount.
Right.
I'm not lying there. See if there's any
All right.
comments coming in. Matt says it works on my Android, probably about
Some
2-second
people.
delay.
Yeah, sorry.
Mark says delay. There is a bit of a delay. Yeah, George agrees. The fallback is a good thing. Rob says it looks good on the desktop. Mobile's 10 Pro in Chrome. Yeah, digital reality, a grey background for about 0. So look, it is playing, right? We're getting some good
Yeah,
feedback here. It is playing. When you get that fallback image in, when you've purged your cache, regenerate your CSS. Don't forget that. Purge your site cache and your server cache. Do all of that. Ground Pet says there's no video on his S20 and 5G.
thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I've looked at all your.
Right, so I can now say that your fallback image is right there. Oh no,
Okay.
sorry, that's the wrong website. Sorry, I've gone to the wrong one. Let me go to I went to the competitor one then.
Okay.
So there is the grey is still there. Oh no, hold on, no, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's
No,
gone.
I put the fallback in there. Should be like a salad.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So what's
appreciate you
happening?
guys.
Yeah, look, it's about 0.5 seconds I'm getting. Look, I'm doing it now. Yeah, look. Well, if I just do the refresh again, fallback image. That was a bit slow because I think I double clicked twice in the wrong place, but yeah, it does it now. It's fine, mate.
That's great. Thank you, Imran. I appreciate it. I won't take up any more time.
No, well, I'm actually going to shoot off now as well. So I'm going to say goodbye to everyone.
All
I'll
right.
be
See you
back
guys.
tomorrow. Um, take care. See you all soon. Stay safe. Bye. I need to hit end broadcast.